morning and welcome to World Talks here on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. A 9-year-old child is among the 5 victims who died in a car ramming attack at a Christmas market in Magdeburg, Germany, on Friday. A 50-year-old doctor from Saudi Arabia has been arrested. He's thought to be a former Muslim who renounced his faith and became increasingly anti-Islamic. This latest in a long string of terrorist attacks in Germany has triggered many European leaders, from Geert Wilders in the Netherlands, Nigel Farage in Britain and Marine Le Pen in France, to push an anti-immigrant and anti-Islam agenda. What motivated this professional man to take such murderous action, and why does Germany seem to be the epicenter for so many terrorist attacks? To explore these and related questions, we're joined by Maciej Pawłowski, migration expert, Institute of New Europe. Welcome to TV World, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
A pleasure. So I mean, a little bit confused, I think. We saw some interviews with law enforcement officials in Germany and so on, and they can't really understand the motivation behind this attack. What do you make of it?
I think that he was mentally sick. You see, he was a psychotherapist, psychiatrist. If this kind of professionals don't have professional supervision, they may be affected by the problems of their patients. So maybe that's the point. Maybe as well he was persecuted by the Saudi Arabian Secret Service. We will know it in the future. In the following days, probably there will be some investigation.
But if that were the case, surely his target would be something connected to Saudi Arabia, not a Christmas market, wouldn't it?
If someone is mentally sick, he doesn't think in a rational way. Mm-hmm. Maybe he just decided to make this attack in the last moment. Yes, we know by the screens of his internet that he was thinking about something. He was telling that he will probably die for a justice, but maybe till the last moment he was thinking how to do it. Yes, it may be just a decision of a while, of a moment. We cannot explain everything in a rational way, especially in this kind of situation. Maybe if this guy was persecuted by the Secret Service, it also may affect his mental health. He may have some paranoia, some paranoid things. I think that if it would be a white-skinned German man, we even would not discuss about any Islamic issues, any ideology. We will think that it was a mentally sick person and just the point.
Yes, but there may be some basis for relating or linking it to migrants. There have been a number of terrorist attacks, and then, of course, they're not exclusively Islamic, but a very similar attack, as we just heard on the news. A driver who drove into a Christmas market had a similar background in terms of, he was a migrant. And so there seems to be a pattern. And of course, in the past, Germany has suffered from many terrorist attacks from the right wing, from the left wing. I mean, the list goes on. Tell us what you know about this person's conversion or transformation, because Saudi Arabia seems to have been asking for his extradition, which was refused, was turned down. What was going on in the background in his history?
He was born as a Shiite. So as a Islamic minority in Saudi Arabia. Yes. Then he came to Europe, and when he was in Europe since 2006, he decided to become atheist. Yes. So it's not an official conversion. He just there comes a day that he decided he doesn't believe in a God. Yes. And then he started to be an activist on internet. Try to help some other refugees from Saudi Arabia, and there was also some information that he was sympathizing with far right, with the alternative for Germany. So the case became more and more complicated.
Do we know how deep those sympathies went? I mean, as far as we're aware, has there been any connection between the AfD, the far right in Germany, and this man?
As far we know only about some kind of opinions that he was talking about, that he understands the motivation of the alternative for Germany, something like this. We don't know anything about the membership in this party and the membership of any far-right organization.
Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit and talk about the migration issue. Many countries, including Poland, of course, are finding ways to tighten the control over their borders. Talk us through the process. How did we get here?
The huge problem was the Arabic Spring. In the ages of 2011, 2013, the political change in the Middle East and North Africa. Before there were an authoritarian regime, maybe we didn't like this kind of regimes, but we can ask the question whether all the countries are ready for democracy. Maybe sometimes the authoritarian regime is better than democracy in which the people are voting for Islamists or other politicians who are against the civil liberties, yes? And then when there was the huge exchange, there started the huge movement, yes, of illegal migrants, yes? Many of people just catch the occasion, yes, because the regimes of Gaddafi, of Assad, of Ben Ali in Tunisia, they were cooperating for many years with Southern European countries and blocking illegal migration. But when there is no ruler, no king, yes, the people may abuse this situation. And that's how in 2015 Europe were not prepared. But as in 2015 there were almost 2 million illegal migrants, in 2024 we have 500,000. So there is a huge progress.
You mean a year?
Yearly, yes.
Right.
So,
and that's across the European Union?
That's across all the European Union.
Okay.
All illegal crossings.
Okay. So 2 million down to 500,000. What has Europe done to bring that number down?
At first, they signed new agreements with new governments in Middle East and North Africa, with Turkey, with Morocco, Libya, Western Libya, because we have two governments in Libya, and Tunisia. The second issue, but in the meantime, the new government has stabilized there. Yes, so there was there were some persons to talk with. The second issue, the European Union strengthened the position of Frontex, of the European border guards. And also, we don't talk about it, but the action of the employees of Frontex is very tough. They are using the pushbacks and other methods. Yes, so
yes, but you talk about pushbacks. We see on a regular basis migrants landing in southern Europe. We see on a regular basis migrants landing in the UK who've sailed from France, and people seem lost as to what to do with these people. The UK tried to implement what they call the Rwanda scheme, where these migrants would be housed in Rwanda while their applications were processed. But that didn't work out. So it doesn't seem as though it has stopped.
You see, we have another problem, because when some migrant is making a crime in Europe, all the people are shouting to deport him, yes? But in many cases, his country of origin doesn't want to take him back.
Yes, but by entering without the proper documentation is already a crime. So he's already a criminal, correct? So you're talking about a second crime.
Yes. Okay, so that's the tendency in Europe to stop illegal migration. The most efficient issue is the first action that I said, the agreements with neighboring countries. Because the neighboring countries are, they have their own methods. When I was in Egypt, for example, I saw how they take the action against, they prevent illegal crossing between Egypt and Libya. When there comes some car without plates, without permission from Secret Service, there comes the drone who is shooting this kind of car, yes? Or after 6 p.m. when someone goes to the stays on the Mediterranean beach, yes, at the beach and the Mediterranean Sea, the Egyptian militarians say to him, are warning him that he cannot be there, yes, and if he will come to the sea, he will also maybe shoot. So there are the methods which are much tougher than the European ones, and they are efficient, yes?
So is it time for Europeans to get tougher? I'm not suggesting, of course, shooting cars. However, basically, having their hands released from human rights groups and human rights legislation within the European Union to actually impose tougher sanctions on these people.
I think we don't have to. We are in a good direction, but we have to rethink the legal migration, because that's the case. Nowadays, we don't know what kind of migrants we have to take to Europe, what kind of migrants we don't want. And in many consulates, in the countries of European countries outside the EU, there is a huge corruption. There comes the people who just pay, or there comes an employee who is signing the contract with some other companies in Poland, in France, in Germany. And in this contract is written that his employees have to take the training, professional training. And then he takes 10,000 euro from each. They are coming and they are not coming back, for example, yes? We don't know what kind of profession we have to take.
Right.
What kind of sex ratio also, yes? In my opinion, we should mostly take women.
And children, perhaps.
And children, of course, yes. We don't know in what age we have to take people. Yes, we don't investigate their background. Yes, so make some kind of clearance in the legal migration. Make some criteria, objective criteria. It would be the first step. Yes, because if with illegal migration we are already fighting really tough. Yes.
What do we do about the people who are already in the European Union illegally?
At first, we have to sign agreements with a lot of countries outside the Europe to be ready to take back the people who are making crimes, yes? Because that's the case. Now,
no, but they've already committed a crime if they're here illegally.
If someone, okay, but you see, for some of people we have to make an abolition, because it's technically not possible to expel all the people who are illegally in Europe. Yes, we have to be realized, yes? So that's the first case. The second case, if we want to expel someone, we need to have a place to expel him, yes? I think that the action that took the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni to signing the agreement with Albania was a good step, because Albania is a country who has a motivation to join the European Union in the future, yes? The other issue, that's the Muslim country, but that's also laïc country, when the religion and state are separated, which is very important, yes? So that may be the place when we can expel some illegal migrants, or we can put some people who are catched by the illegal crossing, and maybe there is some step for them to integrate, yes? They can learn that they can still be Muslims, but they have some European values to learn, yes?
Understood. However, we wait and see how effective these measures are, because there is, of course, the human rights issue, which is also brought to the front in these conversations. Ms. Pawłowski, thank you very much indeed for coming along and sharing your expertise with our audience. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's all from us in this episode of World Talks. Goodbye for now.